Alright. So I'm back with an update video. I know, it's been a little while. I did my first restart video, I suppose, in January of 2025. So that was my first video that I've made in a long time, since my first or my previous weight loss journey, which I had completed, but now I need to restart because I had regained quite a bit of weight in 2024. So in January of 2025 I made my first new weight loss journey video. I started my new weight loss journey on January 6th of 2025 and today is March 8th. So it's been about 2 months since I kickstarted this new journey, and I wanted to give you guys an update on how it's going. So when I started my journey this year, I weighed in at, so that was January 6th of 2025, I weighed in at 94.2 kilograms, so that is 207.7 pounds. So I had gone over the 200 pound mark again, which obviously is not something that I ever wanted, but I got there and I came to grips with it. I'm acknowledging that, and I just figured I need to get a handle on it now before it escalates further to my initial starting weight in 2020, which I absolutely want to avoid. So I acknowledged the significant weight gain of the past year, which was actually about 15 kilograms or 33 pounds that I had gained, and I decided to do something about it. So, like I said, I started the year off with the 94.2 kilograms or 207.7 pounds, and I made a commitment to do several things to get things under control again. So the first thing is the most obvious one. Obviously, I'm going to start tracking my calories again, and my goal was to stay under just under 2,000 calories a day. Now I know for some people that might seem like it's still a lot of calories, but I'm always against the idea of, when you start a weight loss journey, to start off your calories way low, and once your body is used to those calories you have nowhere to go but even lower, to an unhealthy amount of calories. So to make sure I can avoid getting to that state, I always try to lower my calories to the highest point. So just under 2,000 calories seems, for me, a healthy way to start off my weight loss journey. So that was my goal. The other one was to do 4 workouts a week, from 2 of which had to be jogs. And also, and I don't think I mentioned this in my previous video, but I also wanted to do a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. And other than that, I also have my daily miniature workout. So it's just a tiny little workout of 2-3 minutes, just to kind of kickstart the day correctly, or to make sure that I, give myself a little boost or reminder every single morning as to what type of day I want to have. So that's why I have these little miniature workouts in the beginning of my days. Apart from those goals, which I tend to have throughout the year, I also had a separate goal which would help my journey along as well, which I did together with my partner. We had decided to do a dry January, so for the first month of this year that was also part of the journey, I suppose. And I think all in all, I had a pretty good start of the year. So January and February were pretty good. I'm not gonna say it was perfect, but I think it was a good balanced way to do this journey. So I'm quite pleased with it, the way things went. It could have been better here and there, but I try not to be too strict on myself. So I would say 80% of the time I did good. 20% of the time I was cutting myself a little bit of slack, and which I think is also important. You need to have like a balanced life. You can't be like on it all the time. That's not healthy as well, I think, specifically mentally. So specifically for the calories, I think I tracked most of the days between January and now. I think maybe like there were only a few days I didn't. I think I can give you an overview of every single calorie counted day. If I find the time and energy to put it all in a little column, I will put it up here. But yeah, most of the time I did pretty well with tracking my calories. There were a few things that I had scheduled throughout January or February, which I knew were going to be challenging. First specific one was I had planned a girl dinner with some of my friends at the end of January. I was proud of myself because I had made like appetizer, starter, main course, and dessert, and all of it was, first of all, delicious, but it was also very low in calories. So I had tracked everything that I had prepared, and I think all in all I was like, all those meals together would have come, I think, about 700 calories, which is a lot of calories for one sitting. But for like a 3-course meal and appetizers, that's like nothing. So I'm pretty proud of that. My friends really enjoyed it as well. Most of them are also very conscious about their health and what they're eating, so they actually also appreciated that, because I think all of us are always a little bit nervous when you're going out for dinners. Typically you would eat a little bit more than what you're used to. So I think they were all appreciative of the fact that they were all very calorie mindful meals. And also, I mean, I did serve drinks, but it was still January and I had the dry January thing scheduled, so it was so that's the only day in January where I really wanted to join in and have a drink as well. But other than that, dry January kicked it off. Check. That was done. We did it. My partner even did it until I think half February, so mid-February, that's when he had his first drink. I had it the first week of February. But yeah, for the whole month of January we didn't have any alcohol, so that was good. Another thing that I found challenging was the first week of February. My job had a trip to Paris planned with like several teams, so it was very nice. We had a very lovely hotel, everything, you know, all expenses were paid for, which included like several dinners and outings and stuff. So that was a little bit something that I was a bit scared of, because, you know, it's out of your control basically. But I tried to make mindful decisions in the options that I had for food, like, you know, my meals. The thing I enjoyed most though, and it was so there was this boat trip planned, so like a cruise type situation on the Seine, which is a river in Paris. So you would go float by all of these beautiful sceneries in Paris while you were served this delicious 3-course meal. I have pictures of it as well. It was absolutely delicious, but the portions were very normal, well, smaller portions, I would say. So it was decadent in the way that it was a very luxurious meal, but I feel like it wasn't that fattening. So at least there was that. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I was very mindful of everything that was consumed that week. So that is when I had my first drink, though, was when I was in Paris. So I did have some wine and some sparkling wine while I was there, but nothing over the top. So yeah, again, a very balanced trip. Calorie-wise, or food intake-wise, I suppose, what is a game changer for me is, I wouldn't say I have like a massive sweet tooth, but I do enjoy a sweet treat here and there. And I found this recipe for cake, and instead of butter you can substitute the butter with applesauce, and I found this very low calorie applesauce, so I used that instead of butter. I also have a substitute for sugar, which is Zusto. I think it's actually a Belgian brand, but it's so much better than stevia, because I really don't like stevia. It's just, I don't like the taste of it. But Zusto is very close or very similar to actual sugar, but 4 times less calories. So the Zusto combined with the alternative of applesauce instead of butter creates a cake which is very nice in taste, but so low in calorie. I usually add frozen berries in the cake batter before I bake it, and then afterwards I use like this low calorie whipped cream. And every slice I have, because I calculate everything obviously, and every slice I have is anything between 110 to 120 calories for a nice decadent looking, so nice tasting piece of cake. My partner and I have been having this cake pretty much every single day since January and still we're able to stay on course with the journey, because he's also trying to lose a bit of weight. So that is a game changer for me. I love that substitute for cookies or cakes or whatever it would be. That cake, staple, an absolute staple in this journey for this year. So yeah, that's it for calories. So then workout wise, I smashed it. I did very well. I pretty much stayed on course from the moment I started up until today, except for 3 days in February, because after Paris I got sick. A lot of colleagues got sick, so I'm thinking it was COVID. I think someone was sick on the trip and they infected a whole bunch of people. So I got sick through the weekend, and for 3 days in February, that means I didn't get my steps in, which was unfortunate. But you know, when you're sick, you're sick. That's something that you need to take into account, and then you need to listen to your body and give it the rest it needs. So unfortunately, because I was doing so well, but unfortunately that means I didn't get to do my 10,000 steps a day for those 3 days. I was absolutely dead. So those 3 days, other than those 3 days, I smashed every single other day with my goals. For my step goal, I also did my 4 workouts a day each time, the 2 jogs a day. I'll give an overview here as well of my workouts throughout the past couple of weeks/months. Very proud of that. I did very well, so yeah, kudos to me. That was very good. Also, by the way, if you noticed, because I don't know if it's very noticeable, but I up until I think a month ago now, I still had a baby tooth. And it was a little bit loose for the past year and a half or so. So about a month ago, I finally just decided to have my dentist pull it out, and I will be getting a new tooth in June, the beginning, yeah, the 5th of June. So I'll be getting a new tooth the 5th of June, but until then, unfortunately, my smile has been impacted, and I have a little gap in my teeth for 3 months and a half. But c'est la vie, I will survive. But if you noticed it, that's what's going on with my teeth. Anyway, so that's the overview for the workouts. Very proud, very happy. And then additional to that, I also, me and my partner are really into hiking. So we tried to incorporate hikes whenever we have the time. We just take out the car, we drive somewhere which has like a very nice hiking trail, and we try to do that anytime we can, really. So that was very enjoyable as well. What I like to add there is usually when we go on hikes, especially if we take the car to go to the trail, we would make like a pit stop and just buy whatever food we need for that hike. But this year, every single time, I made sure to prep our meals, so prep our lunch, prep the snacks, etc., so that we have all the fuel we need, but we're still mindful of the type of food that we're eating and the calories that we're consuming. So that is something that we've been working on as well, so I'm very pleased with that. So yeah, overall, pretty good. However, it wasn't all smooth sailings. I did have some hurdles. Physical and mental hurdles. Specifically the last week of February, I noticed that I got tired a lot, even though I was getting in all my sleep. So I had like usually between 7 to 8 hours, sometimes even more than 8 hours of sleep, which is brilliant. I think a lot of people would be quite jealous of that. So yeah, I got all my sleep in, but still I felt like I needed more sleep. I just felt so tired a lot of the time, and there were some other things going on as well. I feel like I had like some like mental fatigue happening, and I also felt more hungry. It wasn't necessarily parallel with like periods or whatever. I feel like when you're going on these types of journeys, it kind of goes in waves, the motivation, you know, all of that. And I think I was kind of just in a little dip, or the first dip of the journey, but I got past that, so I'm very pleased with that. But it was hard. Also, I felt like I was stagnating a little bit with the weight as well, so I think that was playing on my mind a lot too. Thankfully, I have my wonderful partner, fiance, who is very supportive and, you know, talked me through it and just, you know, motivated me, kept telling me that I was doing really well, that I should just stay the course, that I'm not just a number, things like that. So that was so great. That was very nice and helpful to kind of get me through that little slump. Last week, which was very weird, I still don't know what happened. We went jogging, I think it was Sunday, and there's like a lap we can do, and 3 laps is 5 kilometers. And then on my 3rd lap, my ankle was feeling a little bit weird. I don't know what it was, but just a little bit weird. And then I finished the lap, so we did like a 5 kilometers, and then we walked a little bit to kind of do the cool down. And that's when I noticed it getting worse, and we got home. And then after my shower and stretching, it got even worse. And then like at some point I couldn't even stand on my foot anymore. I was like really limping. And that stayed for like the whole, I woke up several times that night as well because it really was in pain. And then, you know, I took a few rest days and wasn't jogging anymore. And then it was, you know, after a while it was gone, but I don't know, I didn't like strain my ankle or anything, so I don't really know what happened there. It was very weird because I wasn't jogging and I still wanted to do my 4 workouts. I went to the gym, but I also found out about Grow with Jo, who's a very popular channel on YouTube. I've heard about her quite a few times, so I thought, okay, I'll give that a go. And I'm actually, that's a fortunate thing with this, is because now I found her out and that was actually very enjoyable, so I think I'll be doing her workouts more often. But yeah, anyway, that aside, I went jogging yesterday as well, the first jog since my ankle started hurting because it felt fine. And during the run, again, 5 kilometers, no issue at all. The cool down, no issue at all. We got home, had my shower, did the stretching, blah, blah, blah. No issue at all. And then after I sat on the couch for like half an hour, I got up and my ankle hurt again. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna make sure to keep an eye out for it and not overdo it with the running, obviously, but it's just very strange, and I hope it's not going to affect my journey too much, but it's something that's, you know, been happening, and I hope it won't get any worse. I hope that it just goes away, but we'll see. Now, as for the results, because obviously that's important too, I know I'm not just a number, but we do need the data and the fact to kind of show if we're making progress, yes or no. The weigh-in results, so this morning, again, March 8th, I weighed in at 89.2 kilograms, which is 196.7 pounds. So I got under the 200 pounds again, which I'm very happy about. I'm in Wonderland again. So that's a loss of 5 kilograms or 11 pounds. Super proud of that. Also very, very happy that I'm under the 90 kilograms again, because that was a very painful moment for me the moment I got over 90 kilograms. So like, I told myself I would never go over 90 again, and there I was. So yeah, that was kind of annoying. A little bitter pill to swallow, but I'm under it again. Ever so slightly, but I'm under it again. So I'm so pleased about that. It's also my lowest weight since July 2024. So I've been struggling hard to get under that 90 kilograms again, and the fact that I finally made it is a victory for me. So I'm very pleased with that. And if I've kind of been maintaining, I suppose. I've been under 90 kilograms for let's say a week or two now, like kind of going over and under it, like kind of, you know, fluctuating a little bit. So my goal is for the end of March to be in the 88 kilograms, preferably 88.0. That should be feasible. That's 1.2 kilograms away in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time. That I feel like that should be feasible, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna just continue on doing what I've been doing the past while, but kind of refocus, get my second wind again, because I did notice with the calories, like I said, at the end of February I was a little bit more hungry, so I did increase my calories a little bit there. I usually got a little bit over 2,000 instead of staying under the 2,000. So I'm gonna try and be mindful of that and try and stay right under that 2,000 calorie mark. But yeah, that's the update for the past 2 months and a half, let's say. So not bad, not perfect, but definitely not bad. I'm pretty pleased with the way things have been going. 5 kilograms is not bad. That's 1/3 of the way down. I want to lose 15 kilograms there or thereabouts, so that's 1/3 down. Let's hope if I can do another 5 in the next 2 months, that would be brilliant. We'll see, I don't know. But like I said, 1/3 of the way down. Let's hope it continues this way. But yeah, that's the first update of my journey this year. I will be giving you guys another update. Like I said before, I don't know how often or how frequent I will be updating and filming, but even the knowledge of having started this YouTube channel or being active on YouTube again is kind of helpful for me, because at times when I'm making my decisions as I go along, in the back of my mind is like, okay, you don't want to go back in your video on YouTube and tell them that you've screwed up in a massive way, or that you had gained all this weight even more or whatever. So even if I'm not doing like a weekly update, in my head, YouTube is on my mind, my accountability partners are on my mind. So it is helpful, even if I'm not doing like very frequent updates. It does help me to stay on track. So thank you for that. Just being there, holding me accountable, actually helps. So thank you. And also again, thank you for watching this video, and I'll hope to see you in my next video as well. Bye!